Good morning. I've been sitting here this morning watching Grandpa fire. I've got my coffee, and I was thinking about my grandmother. For anyone who's heard my stories or read my book, you've heard about my grandmother. She was so instrumental in my life in teaching me what she knew and what she had experienced in her life with the Bigfoot people. At the age of 6, I had my first remembered encounter with a young juvenile male, and it was an interesting encounter. I was at my granny's, sitting outside playing in the dirt. I had sticks and flowers and rocks and all kinds of things, and I heard someone walk up, and I looked up thinking it was my grandmother, but it was a young male, and we just stared at each other for a little while, and then he turned and walked away. And at that point, I got up and went in, told my granny what I'd seen, and I asked her, I said, "What was that, Granny?" And all she said to me at that time was, "What do you think it was?" And then after a bit, she began to teach me. I'd have questions. We would talk about those things, and it was wonderful to have her. I count myself very blessed. But then it was all in what I called divine order for what I would be doing later in my life. Today, February the 5th, was her birthday. And we celebrated her birthday like it was the Queen's birthday. She loved that. She loved that attention. She loved having everyone together. And the wonderful thing was everybody called her Granny. She was everybody's granny. Whether they were blood kin or not, she would say, "You can call me Granny." Now, her name was Julia Marie Smith. That was her married name, Smith. And she was a wonder of a woman. This is not only her birthday, but it's also the day that she chose to leave this physical realm of earth. I had been working one evening doing what I called spirit work, and I was getting home about midnight when I got a call and was told that she was not doing well. They didn't know if she would make it through the night or not. And so I didn't even go home. I just went straight to the nursing home where she was. And on my way there, she came to me, and I told her, I said, "Granny, wait. Please wait till I can get there just to see you one more time. And as I got there, I felt her presence so strong. When I walked into the room, my mom was already there, and there were granddaughters, great-granddaughters, and great-great-grandkids. It was an amazing testament to a woman who was loved a lot. Well, she made it through the night, and of course, that next day was her birthday. And in our family's way of doing things, we knew she would be very upset if we didn't honor her birthday. So we ordered a cake, and we got ice cream and punch, and we also bought paper plates and cups and things like that. And the nursing home had given us permission to set it up in their cafeteria, and everyone there was told that when we had her party, they were all welcome to come to the cafeteria and have cake and ice cream and punch. And as it got about 6 o'clock, we all went and got our cake and drinks and ice cream, and the family went back to her room. And we sang happy birthday to her. And we ate our cake, and we told stories, and we laughed. And of course, at this time, she was in a coma. I sat there for quite a while and watched her as she was making her decision to leave this physical realm. I talked to her in my spirit. I talked to her out loud. All the kids did the same. We were honoring this woman. And even though we weren't ready to give her up, we knew it was her decision to make. And we were going to support her. We talked about the hymns she wanted to be sung at her funeral. She loved I'll Fly Away. And we sang those hymns. And then when we sang I'll Fly Away, and we had just finished, she took her last breath. So in essence, she did fly away. She was the most instrumental person in my life for what I've done in sharing my whole life with the Bigfoot people. But she taught me so many more things. She used to tell us kids, don't act ugly. If we weren't acting like we should be acting, she'd tell us, don't act ugly. And that meant, don't be doing what you're doing. Don't be unkind. That's acting ugly. And I still, to this day, catch myself saying to myself, Arla, don't act ugly. So this morning, as I sat here watching Grandpa fire and thinking about my grandmother, I just wanted to share that with you. How wonderful it was to have her to guide me with all the experiences throughout my life of many things. There wasn't anything I couldn't say to her about anything I saw or interacted with. She never told me I was wrong about anything. She let me talk. And then she would ask me, "What do you think?" What a blessing she was. You know, and if I never shared another thing, her legacy lives on in so many. I have a 2.5-year-old grandson who's already seen the hairy kids. I have other family. I have lots of friends who have enjoyed them as well. I'm going to give you a last bit of advice from my grandmother to all of you. Don't act ugly. We are in a time of acting ugly for some people, and we can't do that because we are love and kindness and compassion. That's truly who we are. I was taught that. Not by words, but by actions. That's who we are. What a blessing this day's gonna be for me. So many memories. So many memories. Memories of all kinds. I remember when she gave me the photo of her doing the Bigfoot People walk. And the look on her face was such joy, you know, and she couldn't remember exact date of when that was taken. We guessed probably the early 50s. So she knew how they walked a long time before most of what we hear of people with evidence, if you want to call it that. The Jerry Crew story, and Patterson Gimlin, the Freeman footage, and I could go on. She knew about that a long time before any of that. And that photo is a testament to that. You know, we create our reality with them. What we think about them, or what the possibility that they are. That's how we create our experiences with them. Do we purposely create a negative experience? No, I don't think so. But what you think about them is something that's going to create that experience in your mind. If you think there's some kind of monster, or even if you're not sure, but that thought has come into your mind, then your experience will be shaded by what you thought. I've seen that happen too many times to not know that it's true. Happy birthday, Grin. I miss you, even though I know you're here with me. And I love you. Blessings to all of you out there. Tell somebody you love them today. Love yourself. Be kind. Our world needs that.